for April and May, we're going to be bringing to you our new release and also some aged Bluegrass wines. Now, this year we have our 2022 vintage Bluegrass wines, and the 2022 vintage down in South Australia was quite a fantastic one actually. In particular in Langhorne Creek, they started with quite a wet winter, which was really good, set the vineyards up with plenty of moisture coming into spring. And then from spring all the way through to harvest was really quite dry. But the most important thing, it was actually really quite lovely and cool. So what that meant is the growing season, the ripening season for the fruit for these wines was quite extended and gives really soft, really elegant wines with lots of amazing colour, aromas, and just length of palate, which is the style of wine that we really love to make for our Bluegrass. The downside with that cold weather, there was a little bit of frost in September, so some of the Shiraz vineyards did suffer from a little bit of frost damage. What does that mean? At the practical end, lower yields, but the bonus of that is lower yields means more concentrated flavours. So the silver lining there is, while Mother Nature was a little bit harsh to start with, the wines out the other end are beautiful. They have lovely concentration, lovely colour. They're really elegant styles of wines. So this year what you can expect from the 2022 Bluegrass wines is the whole range. We've got the Bluegrass Sparkling Cabernet back again. We've also got our straight Shiraz, our straight Cabernet, and the two blends that you love. So we've got the Bluegrass Cabernet Shiraz and also the Bluegrass Cabernet Merlot. Now the Bluegrass Cab Merlot is slightly different to the others where the Merlot is from the Barossa Valley, but again it's all South Australian fruit. So the other four wines, 100% Langhorne Creek, as you've come to love and expect over the years, and the Cab Merlot, just a slight touch of Barossa Merlot in there to soften and make the wine quite soft and elegant. Now over April and May, what we're going to be doing is offering you the opportunity to see not just the current release Bluegrass wines in the cellar door, but also a comparison to some of our back vintage wines. So we do have our Cellar Release label, which is our aged release of our Bluegrass wines. So we've got wines dating back up to about 10 years in both Shiraz and Cabernet. And what you'll tend to notice, first of all, colour-wise, the young wines will always be much more vibrant, much more purple or bright red in colour. As the wines get older, you'll notice that the colour changes quite dramatically. So you've got very young wine that's very vibrant, lots of purple, red, and very bright rim in the wine, whereas the older wines tend to go a little bit darker. They, at will as they age, go a little bit more brick red, and as they get really old, they'll start to take on that slightly brown tinge. You like to capture those wines around the sort of 8 to 10 year mark where you've still got some primary fruit character, but you also start to see that lovely savoury spice character in the wine. It's a lot softer, a lot silkier, and that's purely just from the wine sitting in the bottle for that period. These aged wines show a lot of that sort of cedar, cut wood sort of character, whereas the young wines are very obviously varietal dependent, but they can be bright raspberries and cherries, black currants and plums, and the oak certainly is quite noticeable on the wines when they're young, whereas as they get older, all those characters sort of start to meld together and soften and give you a very elegant style of wine.